Hey Collectiverse, I'm ready to talk about one of the cringiest mainstream comic book stories that I've ever read. It's one that nobody ever talks about. I hope you enjoy this video. Hey Collectiverse, how's everybody today? Today we're going to talk about one of the weirdest and cringiest storylines I've ever read. It's a storyline that not a lot of people talk about, and it's not on a lot of lists. This story acts over 2 books. Action Comics 592 and Action Comics 593. It stars Superman, Mr. Miracle, his wife Big Barda, and this super creepy villain named Sleaze. This does happen to be Sleaze's first appearance, and the storyline is written by John Byrne, surprisingly enough. Big Barda first appeared in Mr. Miracle number 4, and her physical appearance was supposedly based on famous actor and singer Lainie Kazan. So Big Barda is walking through Suicide Slum, and she walks by. There's all kind of pimps and alcoholics and all kinds of people, street style people, and she gets her purse snatched, which has the Mega Rod in it. So Sleaze gets his hand on the Mega Rod because the street thug brings her purse down to the sewer for him. He lives in the sewer and uses it on Big Barda. You can also tell Sleaze by his trench coat. Of course, you know, he's a sleazy guy, walks around with a trench coat on. So he puts Big Barda in this skimpy outfit and puts on his boombox, and she dances for him and does whatever else. Superman somehow gets wind of this, and he comes down to save the day. As Barda's about to zap Sleaze into oblivion, Superman for some reason stops her. Now, thinking that Superman's working with Sleaze, she then zaps Superman with the rod, and they both somehow fall into this big pit. Sleaze, of course, cracks himself up laughing. Now he's got them both under control with the rod. And that's how number 592 ends. So it picks up in 593. Mr. Miracle comes home to find Darkseid chilling with this nice glass of wine in his apartment. And of course he pulls out this videotape that he says, all right, we gotta watch this videotape. So they pop it in the VCR, and of course, yes! Yeah, they see the Sleaze videotape. So Sleaze then takes the videotape. He goes to Grossman Pictures with Superman, who's under his power. So they make a deal with Mr. Grossman, and they're about to make a film with Mr. Miracle's wife and Superman. As they're filming their super porn, we look up and we see that Mr. Miracle's actually in the skylight getting ready to watch a porn movie being filmed with Superman and his wife. To make a long story short, when they get back to reality, after Miracle kind of saves everybody and takes them out of the spell, things kind of get weird between Miracle, Barda, Superman. They kind of have that awkward discussion afterwards, you know, and Superman was kind of like, yeah, I don't really remember what happened, and Barda was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it, and Miracle's just kind of sitting there like, I don't even know what's going on right now. Really, really odd story. It's a story that not a lot of people talk about, but I was psyched to read it. It's really weird. You can pick these books up pretty cheap. Definitely some to add to the collection. Sleaze is just unbelievable. I love cringeworthy comic book stories, especially from mainstream books. Please let me know in the comments if there is one that I don't know about. Maybe I'll do a review of it. and we can talk about it further. So please push like, subscribe to the channel. More content's coming.